I think it's myth.
So I go with myth.
My vote on this is that it's a myth.
Those in the audience, you should be able to go vote.
So we've had 2 words so far come up on the obelisk.
For anyone who doesn't know me, I'm a psychic medium.
I'm Greg, I'm paranormal investigator. I've been doing it for about 15 years.
Hi, I'm Ryan. I've been doing paranormal investigating for close to 15 years and have become the most hated paranormal investigator because I shoot everything down.
We're going to be analyzing videos and pictures that claim to have paranormal activity.
I thought that was very interesting when that smoke is hanging in the air like that.
Do we have someone with us who is telling us what that is? Not that who is speaking is actually the one in that video.
Coming from right here, one central area from within the house.
This residential case from 2016, paranormal investigators unknowingly capture a black mass in the kitchen. Watch in the V-shaped area between the seated man and the back of the chair. A dark anomaly appears briefly, but instantly vanishes.
This is from Jeremy from a paranormal investigation. So let's see what else we have, Harlow.
Jeremy sent this video in. It was captured in 2016 while his paranormal team was investigating a private residence. The camera was in the kitchen. Investigators were seated at the table, which was serving as command center so they could monitor the DVR system. This is why we see fluctuation of light. No children or pets were in the home, only 3 investigators and the client. No one saw the black shape at the time. It was caught a week later while evidence was being reviewed. The team has never been able to debunk this anomaly. Jeremy points out that as the light fluctuates right before the shape appears, something white seems to come out near the top of the man's head.
Now that's somebody sitting in the chair, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just figured that out.
They're sitting at a table, and that table is where they kind of have their command center.
Well, cataracts. What can you do?
Okay, so there's obviously, for me, I'm not associating the energy that I'm feeling in the home with that dark blob, if you will. I mean, I feel that the place has a lot of paranormal activity. I feel like there's beings in the house. I feel like there's obviously something in there. I can feel what's in there. A part of me, this is what's weird is I can't tell, because what I feel is in there, I can also feel it interacting with the paranormal investigators. I can feel it interacting with the equipment. I can feel it really being like it's basically the energy that's in that home is like purposely engaging and interacting to kind of mess with people. And so even though I can feel, it's like you see that energy and you see that black thing, and then I can feel the energy. It's like I can tell you they're together, but they're not together. Like it's not a dark energy showing itself in the form of a dark ball, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Did the energy manipulate the camera footage or manipulate any of the equipment? Yes. But that itself isn't a being, is what I'm trying to say.
Cool. So do you want to do any pendulum or anything, or
where are you at with it, Greg? What are you feeling? I mean,
do you want to do some polling before we give
Thank you. Geesh. Thank you. Okay, early voting, 14% myth, 43% mystery, and 43% unknown.
well,
So but 43 mystery, 43 unknown.
I feel like it's time for me to come clean. and say it was me, because I'm actually wearing the hoodie, the black hoodie tonight, and
That's you. I was like, are you kidding me right now?
just like, what? That was
God.
awesome. The look on your face. Please go back and rewatch that, because that look was amazing. You're like, what? So
Jeremy's been stressing over this video for years, and
we didn't even know each other back then. And like, yep, Jeremy, it was me the whole time. So
That is funny. Oh, well, you know what? You said that Jeremy's been stressing over this for a while. I mean, obviously, we know Jeremy hasn't been losing sleep for the last few years, but I mean, to clarify what I'm feeling for Jeremy too a little bit more is unless that made sense. Did it make sense what I said, that mass wasn't a dark being, but the energy in the home very well could have been part of what created that anomaly on the camera or whatever? Okay.
yeah. So where I'm coming from with this is, in my opinion, and being on a number of investigations where I've seen black masses, right? And to me, this hits the mark for the black masses that I have seen. Blacker than black is the way that I term that, and that is mainly my way of saying that if you're in a dark room, that you could see this. I wouldn't have been surprised if the person who was watching the DVR, if he had the wherewithal, he's probably focused on the screen at the DVR, that if he looked to his left, he might have been able to see something slither past. Doesn't mean it's anything, like you said, Maryam, it doesn't mean it's anything dark or creepy or whatever, but it's there. And that, to me, based on what I saw, the only question that I have is, if you all notice that it stops at the end of the chair back. It doesn't go any further, where you should be able to see more of it, depending. But because I believe that it is mystery, I let that part go, because I cannot say for certain why it doesn't continue on. But I'm putting it down for mystery.
I'm gonna share my screen with you guys here.
I didn't choose, and I don't really know what to choose, because I guess it would have to be mystery based off of, it's definitely not a myth, but it's unknown. But I actually do know that, as far as for me, I'm saying I know that the energies in the home manipulated whatever this is, so that would make it paranormal. Okay, I just answered my own question.
Just gotta talk it out sometimes.
I did, right?
And Jeremy, I just want to say, I know he never. If you're responding to what I said about if he would have just looked down, he may have seen it. I know he didn't see it. But what I'm getting at, though, is that there was a good chance that he would have looked down and saw, what I consider blacker than black. That there would have been something that, even though it's very dark in there, he probably would have seen that there was something going on. So.
Let me answer this question really quick. It was more to be playful to me. I don't know. I have a term for the mix-up: smaller, not meant to be harmful, or not a dark energy. I agree on that. I have to tell you that, to answer your question, Jill, I wouldn't be surprised, Jill, if there's multiple things happening in that home. And I think we're feeling two different things, because the energy I'm feeling is malicious and is dark and is something that is definitely not okay to be in the home. I'm glad those people moved out. Sorry for whoever moved in. Sorry that it was dealing with the kid, but it was what I'm feeling and dealing with is definitely a dark being. But I also feel like this home has a lot of stuff going on in it. So I think we're both feeling different things for sure. Okay, so okay, go ahead. Sorry.
You want to put my screen up, Greg?
Oh, sure.
So I have the full clip here. You're going to see over on this side, over in here, we have... Oh, why isn't that working now?
Let me do that.
And let me say real fast before I forget, we did get some new words in the Ovilus.
Oh, cool. What did we get?
We got, I'm just going to take over real fast. Sorry.
Yeah.
We got walk and mind, WALK, and mind, MIND.
Thank you.
Interesting. Okay, I will play it again here. So over on this side, when they're sitting at the table, you can see there's this light coming through here, and it's kind of shining. Jeremy, you might be able to answer more. It's either, to me, it looks like another infrared camera facing this one, or it may be just a light. Either way, that's something that we got to kind of keep in mind. I shortened it up here then, so we can just kind of see it on repeat over and over. And you'll see that bright flash of light before it comes. That's somebody else sitting at the table was moving their head. So they move their head to block the light right about the same time this comes through. Kind of made me think that it's a shadow, but the more I started watching it, and I slowed it down. This is 25% speed right here. You can see how the rest of the shadows in the wall are not quite as dark when that light goes out. And like Greg, you said, I've seen it before. I'm sure other investigators have, where there's this darker than dark mass. And, there's no way other to describe it other than paranormal. For me, this is myth. I can't see anything else. People are saying earlier that it could be a pet. When you look at the investigator sitting at the table, how the infrared bounces off of his hair and his shirt, it would do the same thing for pet, for any kind of fur or anything like that. It would show up lighter. This is just so dark. It's almost like it's absorbing all of the light.
And you mean mystery, right?
Did I say myth? Yes,
Yeah,
mystery.
Learn how to play the game, Ryan.
He's just so used to saying myth. He doesn't know how to say the word mystery.
The animatronic Ryan is just pre-programmed,
Mystery. Can you say it? Sound it
mystery.
out.
Mystery for me.
Ryan says paranormal. I think too, going just to kind of respond to some of the stuff in the comments, which everyone may not have all the pieces. I get that. I think I'm always going, when people submit their footage, I'm always going to trust when they say no one else is in the house, there were no animals. We're always going to trust that, that they're telling the truth, obviously, about that. I say that just because there were some people asking, like, oh, was there a pet or whatever? And I think we can maybe next time go over a little bit clearer what was and what wasn't in the house. I can create a banner that just says, investigators said this wasn't there. So I wanted to kind of follow up on that. I want to answer this question. Can a trickster be both sometimes dark and malicious, but also playful entity? Yeah, I like, for those that follow me regularly, I think it's important that everything and anything is possible. There's no rules. I mean, there are rules in the universe. There are some, but there's very few, because the universe is not logical and linear. And so everything is possible. Just because I haven't experienced something as a psychic medium for 25 years doesn't mean that something's not possible. Just because, and even like when we go back to the UFO video, just because over 50 years people have decided that this is a UFO and this isn't, and that this doesn't follow the pattern of a UFO, doesn't mean anything, because there are universes upon universes upon universes beyond anything our mind can comprehend. So to say that a UFO has to look a certain way, and this is not in reference to Greg or Ryan, this is just in general across the board. Just to say that something doesn't match something. Now, what we're actually trying to do is bring those worlds together and be able to say, like, over in 15 years of paranormal investigation, both Ryan, Greg, and Jeremy have all seen these things, and they do follow a certain pattern. That totally happens and is very real, obviously. And that's what makes it scientific and amazing and beautiful. And that's why, Ryan can look at a UFO or anything else, and Greg can, and say, listen, in all of our years, we haven't seen this. Fair, totally. Same with this. But my point is, going back to Jill's question, is everything's possible. Absolutely. Like, look at your question is, can they be both? Yeah, a human can be both. not to get really dark and creepy, but you've got mass murderers who have manipulated the public for what, 30 years. No one knew they were caught, burying people behind their house. I mean, I just made that up. I don't know that someone's been murdering for 30 years. My point is, humans do that stuff all the time. So absolutely, an energy can be whatever and anything and everything at the same time. So with that being said, hold on, I'm trying to catch up on the comments.
To me, with this one too, if I can just hop in,
Please.
it doesn't feel or look or act anything like an actual entity or being. For me, it's just energy. It just happens to be energy moving around.
Yeah. And that's what I was feeling, right? It's like I didn't feel it as anything like tangible, for lack of better words, right?
Yep.
So let me see. There was something, let me just see anything. ETs, sure. Yeah, I thought this was really great footage too.
Well,
thank you, Jeremy, for sharing that with us.
Yeah, thank you, Jeremy. And when you say anything paranormal ends up being ET, well, ETs are paranormal. Paranormal, unfortunately seems to have a much more narrow view. I think mainly in my view because of the TV shows and whatnot and popular culture, but paranormal is all encompassing. And that's why we have mystery as being paranormal, and it covers, like, if we do Bigfoot and we think it's Bigfoot, that's a mystery,
Yeah, absolutely. It's like on one hand, we're trying to fit it all into a box, and then the same breath, we're saying you can't fit any of it into a box. But yeah, if it's not man-made, then yeah, everyone has a story about a black mass.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's so interesting. It's always, though, what Jeremy was mentioning, there was a young boy that lived there, and that's what always is hard, is when kids get caught up in it. This video had you stumped for 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
But Jeremy, can I say this? He says, I've showed it to no one has ever been able to give me a logical explanation, because paranormal's not logical. Excuse me. Because the universe isn't logical. Because you guys, I say you guys because I'm not a paranormal investigator, but you're trying to make the paranormal logical, which is great because you're trying to bring it to the masses and make sense of it and prove it. But the truth is, most paranormal cannot be proven. It's something we feel. It's something we experience, right? If we can capture it on camera, amazing. But at the end of the day, if we can't, it doesn't mean it's not there. And I think, I know everyone probably already knows that, but Jeremy, you knew what that was, and you're right. That's why we went when we did. A child was involved, so we got in right away.